still continuing surface area. We are moving into section 12.4, and we are talking about cylinders in this section. Okay, here's a cylinder, and one of my favorite nets is the net of a cylinder. And you may be thinking, well, you know, it's curved around the edge here for a cylinder. That's going to be really hard to draw. Actually, if you know the concept, it's not going to be. What does the net for a cylinder look like? Okay, so if I had some paper, and I have it done on this cylinder here, paper wrapped around this whole thing. Okay, part of your net is going to be a circle that comes from the bottom, and then a circle that also comes from the top. So your net is going to have two circles on it. Okay, so I'm going to put those aside for a minute. The hard part to see may be, what about this piece that's around the edge? Okay, now, if I took this and I cut straight up that edge, and I were to unroll this, so it don't overlap at all. If I were to unroll this, what kind of shape is this going to be when I lay it out flat? Can you see it in your mind? Take a look. What shape is this pink piece that laid perfectly around that circle? It's just a rectangle. Okay, does that make sense? It's kind of like a soda can. If you were to put a napkin or something around your soda can in order for it to not get your hands wet, then if you were to do it perfectly all the way around that soda can, you're going to just need a big rectangle just to wrap it right around. Okay? So your net for a cylinder, what does it look like? It's got two of these circles, and it's got a big long rectangle. So take your pencil there, and I want you to draw this net, and this is the net of a cylinder. Okay, pause the video and take your time to draw that. Okay, now, does it matter if my circle is over here, or could I slide this circle over on the other side and line it up? It doesn't matter where these circles are on your net, so you don't have to have it like this every time. The key thing is you've got a rectangle in the middle, and then you've got two circles on either side. Let's talk about how do we find the lateral surface area, and then how do we find the total surface area. Okay. This is on your SGI book on the front side. Let's talk about the lateral area of a cylinder. Okay, so here we go. Lateral area, think about what that means. Lateral area is all the faces that are not the bases. So, take a look at this cylinder here. What's the piece that is not the bases? That's just this pink piece. Okay, we're not talking about the base circles this time, just the pink part. So, on this right here, if we were to take this pink paper, imagine it's around there, and unfold it, this is going to be a nice long rectangle. Just the rectangle is the lateral. Okay, here is the key thing, the piece of information that we need. What are the dimensions of my lateral face in a cylinder? Okay, now I just kind of pretended like I took this and just cut it right along there, and I just unfolded it and rolled it out here. So this piece right here is just represented by this width of my rectangle. Okay, can you see that from this cylinder? There's my 12. I just unrolled it. It's a long rectangle, but this is going to be your 12. Okay. Now, what is this side right here? Where did that come from? If we think about unrolling this rectangle, I want you to watch. What is this long side of this rectangle representing? Isn't that the distance that goes all the way around and meets right back at the beginning of that circle? So what is the distance from here to here? It's starting right here, going all the way around your base. What's the thing that represents going around a circle? We are talking about circumference. This big piece right here, this is your circumference. Okay, so let's go back to a formula that we need. What's circumference? Psi equals pi times di. Okay, here we go. On this circle, we're just talking about this. What is your diameter? Take a look at what they give you for number 1. 4 is halfway across, which is the radius. So if your radius is 4, what's your diameter? If you said 8, you're correct. Okay, so I'm going to grab a calculator. And 8 times pi, that circumference is going to give me 25.1327. That is the length of this lateral face of your cylinder. Now, what are you going to do with that number once you get it? That represents this piece. We need area here. So take that 25 number, multiply it by your width, length times width. And then, when you multiply this number by 12, your lateral area is 301.59, and I need to write this nicely. So I'm going to write my answer over here. That's all we need. Okay, let me pause a second. This is the only piece that's your lateral area. Do I need to go back and find the area of the circles on here? No, not unless it asks me for the total surface area. Okay, so I'm just getting lateral area right now. So here is my lateral area. Once you get this rectangle, you're done. But I do need to add on centimeters squared. There's my final answer for lateral area. Okay. I am going to extend this problem here. Your directions did not ask you for the total surface area on this one, but instead of taking the time to do a completely new problem, I am going to extend this and talk about the total surface area just in this same problem here. One part of your total surface area is this lateral piece. We need that. And then what else do you also have on your net here? You've got your 2 bases. So if we want to find the total surface area, okay, I'm going to just kind of filter into this other one over here, but we're still working on number 1. If I want the total surface area, I'm going to find my rectangle, and then if I can find my area of my 2 bases, let's just add them together. So what shape is my base for a cylinder? It's a circle. So I need pi r squared. Okay, what is my radius for one of these bases? It's 4. So can we do pi 4 squared? When you punch that in, you're going to get 50.265. What did we just find? We just found one of these bases. Well, how many of them do I have? I've got 2 of them. So let's do 50.265 plus another 50.265 plus 301.59. Your total surface area is 402.120 centimeters squared. Now I want you to take a second and I want you to do the work on your calculator. I want you to punch it in. I want you to make sure you get the same answer. Prove it to yourself that it works and this is correct. Lateral area, just getting that rectangle for the lateral face of cylinder. Total surface area, you need to find the area of a circle, and there's 2 of those, and add both of those to your lateral area or your total surface area.